and go. This is from the Petty Corner. I'm Petty Diana, and today I have Aaron the Colossus Turner here with me. We last saw him on a pre-recording on Power Slap 10, and we were blessed to see him at Power Slap 12. Hopefully, it's going to be on the prelims or main card this time. Welcome back to the Petty Corner, Aaron.
Awesome. Thank you for having me back again.
Of course, you're always welcome here. It's always a pleasure to have you as well.
You
Okay,
did.
so last time we saw you, I said we saw you at Power Slap 10. I was lucky enough to be in the crowd for that with my media credentials, and thank you to Frank for for letting the media be there. But it did take a while for that to come out. You did knock out Brian Ellis, which I believe he was ranked number 4 at the time, and then afterwards they didn't even put you in the rankings, but you are in the rankings now. So how do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about being ranked. Being ranked number 7, lucky 7. I feel like this is a good number for me. A lot of guys are kind of curious of why I wasn't ranked on it before after Power Slap 10, and then seeing the results of Power Slap 11. Notice my name up there. So there's a lot of people that are happy for me, and then obviously a few people that are in disagreement. But now that I have a ranking to my resume, so now I got something to defend. So I couldn't be any more excited to be ranked.
I'm excited because you definitely deserved a ranking. I can't
Mhm.
remember exactly what ranking they put you at 6.
They put me at 7, so it
Oh.
goes West Mana got 6, which I'm a little surprised. I thought you should have got a little bit higher, just going off his performance. But they gave me number 7, so I'm good with the lucky 7.
And then this will be your first time on a live show. How are you feeling about that?
Honestly, I don't feel any different than I did with my first event. I performed in front of crowds before, more or less. So for me, it's no different. Obviously, the preparation, for me has been the same. Just been working more on my technique a little bit more since I got done with Power Slap 10. A lot of things, that I needed corrected. So I've been doing that. Spend a lot of time, in the gym, going with my trainer and stuff like that, and then just being prepared. So really just I'm just excited for the opportunity to go live and to show people what I got.
Yes, and I feel like one advantage that you have is the first time around, you weren't in the road to the title house, so you had no experience at all. So you kind of just went on the stage and it was like, okay, these are the rules. I have to try to figure it out like as you do it, but like your practice is actually competing. But like I feel like your advantage is like you can watch your tape back and see what you did and how to tweak it. But what kind of changes have you been making this time around?
I think mostly this time around is again, the technique of it. I mean, you can have all of the power and the strength in the world, but when it comes down to it, you have to have the right basics of just like the aiming point, on the head, of course, you want to aim for the chin between the cheek and the obviously the jaw area. It's kind of something I've been working on, and especially, more of my swing a little bit. I want to add more speed, more strength like anybody else does. So been working on that, in the gym a little bit more. And then obviously, my defense is important. I've been working on my jaw, just, being able to take a shot because I feel like for this Power Slap 12, I'm really going to be tested, can I go to war? Can I go certain rounds? Kind of mine kind of ended a little bit earlier in Power Slap 10. So I think I'm really going to be challenged, coming up in Power Slap 12.
I'm excited. Okay, so one thing, I don't know who your opponent is. Are we allowed to talk about him?
Yeah, we can. So I am being put on the card with James Seekman, which he's actually the number 4 ranked. I think originally he was ranked. I don't want to get it wrong, but I want to say he was at least 6th or 7th. I want to say, and then he got bumped up to 4th. So um, obviously good for him. I mean, who moved up, and then now he knows that he has to face me. So I think it's going to be an exciting matchup.
Yeah, he's the Iron Chin. He did have some experience against Nate Bernard in Abu Dhabi. But how do you feel that matchup is for you?
I feel like it's going to be a good matchup. He might feel similar about it, but I'm not going to air out his dirty laundry too much. We've kind of been speaking back and forth a little bit on social media. All civil, but I think it's a good matchup for both of us. I've watched some of his tape, from Road to the Title season 3, and of course watched his matchup against Nate Bernard. So obviously he can take a shot, and I know he can deliver very well. He's very accurate at the strike. So for me, just my big thing is, I'm here to go to battle. I'm here to go to war, and I'm not going to make it easy for him.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said he was being civil because one thing about James is he's petty as hell. Every time I did a Road to the Title recap, everyone was saying that he was the most petty in the house. And with Nate and Damien and other people in the rankings, he kind of would just clap at them unwarranted. So it's kind of cool to see that little personal growth in him because that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. That's going to be an epic battle. And then also, I wanted to point out that Ryan Phillips, the King of Kings, just retired from Power Slap. So technically, you guys kind of moved up a ranking. So you are six, I guess you could
hmm
say, already.
Yeah, I heard about that. I never really got the pleasure to really meet Ryan Phillips, but I've heard a lot of things about him. Just through my experience through Power Slap 10, and of course being put, in the rankings and everything, and kind of just, I watched a bit of his fights and then hearing his announcement to retire, and rightfully so. I mean, good for him. He's definitely an OG, a legend. When it comes to Power Slap, so I hope he has a good retirement. If he decides to come back, great. If he doesn't, he definitely left his legacy, and for him, it was just an honor just to know about him and just obviously, his upbringing and everything, and just the uh, the impact he made on the sport. So really, for him, I think it's a good way, a good farewell for him.
Yes. He was actually, fun fact, the first person that Power Slap ever announced to the public when they were introducing the sport. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
really cool for him. He had a lot of
hmm
great matches, provided so much entertainment, and was on Road to the Title. But yeah, I wish him well in his retirement. And,
Of course.
hopefully, like the UFC, they offer opportunities to fighters, whether it's like on the desk or like a podcast or some kind of show. So hopefully, like when people start retiring, we do see them pop up, still being able to have these opportunities with Power Slap. Um, but you live in, I want to say Seattle, but is it Washington State, right?
Close, close, very
Very close.
close. So I live in Portland. So once you think of me, think the staple of Nike, where it was originated. So Portland, Oregon is where I'm from. It gets a little chilly here every now and then. My second home I like to claim is Las Vegas. I love going there. I try to come at least once a month. I got family over there, so I definitely enjoy the atmosphere in Vegas. So the fact that it's going to be in Vegas, feels good to me. It feels like home. But eventually, I hope, depending on how I perform, that I get to go to other places. I've heard Miami, I've heard, possibly Hawaii, or just like, Abu Dhabi, I heard is definitely something that's, in the mix. That'd definitely be something I'd love to go to Dubai for that.
Yes. So I can confirm because at Power Slap 10, I did interview Frank. Very thankful for that interview, by the way.
Mm,
But he did say that they were going back to Abu Dhabi this year. They might be going back to Saudi Arabia this year because last year when they announced the partnership with Riyadh and Saudi Arabia,
mm,
Turkey El Sheikh, I believe his name is. I'm terrible with pronouncing names. But he's like, in the boxing world and all that. But he said that Power Slap was going there twice in
hmm
2025. So maybe we might see Power Slap go back there. And then I know they are sanctioned in Florida, Louisiana, Texas, California, and Hawaii. So I
Okay.
don't know. We we got a lot of exciting places to see.
hmm No, that's awesome.
Um, but you did say that you have family in Vegas. Do you have people coming to the fight to support you?
Yeah, I've had a couple friends reach out and kind of just wondering who I'm going against. And, I didn't know yet until, a couple weeks ago, Erica hit me up and said, "Do you want to go against James Seekman?" And, obviously I'm never going to say no to any competition, high or low, whoever it is. And again, to not speak on James' behalf, but, we've spoken a little bit and he feels, he should have somebody more caliber up to the championship. And, those are his thoughts. But for me, it's another way for him to kind of just defend his ranking a little bit and show what he's got. So I definitely have some people coming in to come watch the fight. So it's definitely something I'm definitely excited for.
I love it. But you know what? Like he faced Nate, so I think is Nate still in front of him? I'm not sure if I don't know what the rankings are, so I'm not sure if Nate's still in front of him. So if Nate's still in front of him and then Ryan retired, the only people that would be like Dorian and Bell, there's not a lot of people in this sport. So you kind of have to do it. I guess you just kind of have to prove yourself, and then the next one you got to hope for to go up.
Yeah. And like you said, there's not many people, but I think it's rapidly growing. You really have to think about Power Slap 10. I think the only addition was, myself, that was brand new, that nobody expected to, have a performance like that. So the fact that it happened and then you see Power Slap 11, there's a few people coming into the heavyweight division that can be rising stars. So I think it's exciting that it is going to rapidly grow this year, and I think with obviously Ryan, leaving, obviously a good farewell to him. You got Nate that's still in the front. He's in front of James just by one ranking. And of course, you got Dorian, and you got, Damien the Bell. Everybody wants the Bell. He's had the title the longest. And for me, I think it's just we need a new champion. We need somebody that has not lost to him. And so I hope Dorn's able to kind of like knock him down this next time and win the title. And if not, I think it's up to the next guys, whether if it's me or James Seekman.
Yes. I love it. And then we also have the Crazy Hawaiian moving down.
I know, I heard about that. I really did. So that's going to be interesting. He took 70 pounds off, which I think for him, is definitely a lot. So you definitely know he's doing work behind the scenes. So I'm kind of curious of how he's going to shake up in the heavyweight division. I think it's all about timing too, because when you lose a whole bunch of weight, sometimes you lose a bit of your strength, or it takes a little bit of time for your strength and power to come back a little bit. And I think Wes Mena, who also is an amazing Cinderella story, he's also in the conversation for a title shot as well, I believe. He had that bypass, or lost all that weight, within a year, and you see him dominate. He's knocking people out. So he's definitely up there for that conversation as well. So I'm excited to see the shakeup of the heavyweight division, especially with the Crazy Hawaiian possibly being added to that addition.
Yes, I feel like the heavyweight division has like been revived since Power Slap 10, and
Hmm.
then we're reviving the welterweight division, and it's just like a really exciting time right now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm excited to see how everything pans out.
Yeah, I'm mostly excited, and that's it's me being me. I'm really excited for the possibility of the women's division. Really just picking up. I think they've been overlooked a little bit, but I feel like there's a lot of talent out there for women that want to get their names out there, and I think it's really going to be a huge hit for PowerSlap to add more women to the division. So I think that's also going to be quite a big deal too. So I'm kind of excited for that as well.
Yes. And you know what? They don't have any rankings because like they have like a handful of women in each division, and then they're like adding new divisions as they go.
Hmm.
I hope to see one day a road to the title with women added in there, but I wholeheartedly believe that Jackie and Sheena should have been that rematch should have been for a belt.
No, I simply agreed that too as well. I think so much it was more bragging rights than it was a title belt, but I definitely believe Jackie and Sheena definitely deserved, some recognition of more than just, kind of just respect out of it, or just like bragging rights. I think it definitely should have been a title shot.
Yeah, well maybe they can have their trilogy for a title shot.
I think everybody would love to see that.
I would. I
Hmm.
love it. I'm here for it. But what are your final thoughts going into this match against James?
I mean, like I said before, me and James, I've had several conversations. He's definitely said that he feels like, he deserves more, something closer to the title. And, um, I take that a little bit as disrespect. Like, you know, you're gonna have to face me one way or the other. So, I see it as a way like I gotta earn my ranking and I gotta earn my respect in the heavyweight division. So, um, I'm excited for it. And all I gotta say to James is, sorry, I gotta do it to you, man. I gotta do it to you. Sorry.
Well, Aaron, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I am so excited. Power Slap 10 is just a few weeks away. So
Hmm.
we're going to, see who earns that spot. And yeah, I'm excited and I can't wait to see what happens.
Awesome. Me as well. I'm super excited for Power Slap 12. It's definitely gonna be a banger, just like Power Slap 10, if not better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you so much for being here and I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.